Good evening from the Channel's newsroom in London. We begin with the mounting tensions between the United States and Iran, which have raised concerns of the situation escalating into actual conflict. Simon Pusey reports.
President Trump's tweeted message to Tehran was clear. He wasn't ruling out taking action.
President, are we going to war with Iran?
The heightened rhetoric follows the firing of a rocket into Baghdad's heavily fortified green zone that exploded near the American embassy on Sunday. Speaking in Geneva, the British Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt issued a warning to the Tehran government.
Well, I would say to the Iranians, do not underestimate the resolve on the US side in this situation. They are not seeking a conflict. They don't want a war with Iran. But if American interests are attacked, they will retaliate.
Along with tightened economic sanctions against Iran, the US has built up its military presence in the region, deploying additional warships and planes to the Gulf. In response, Tehran has described US moves as psychological warfare and a political game, denouncing President Trump's tweets as genocidal taunts which won't end Iran. Simon Pusey for Channel's TV News.
In the Ukraine, Volodymyr Zelensky has been sworn in as president following his landslide victory in last month's presidential election. The former television star, who acted the part of Ukrainian president in a comedy, was greeted by thousands of supporters as he approached the parliament building in Kiev. A political novice, he campaigned strongly against official corruption and appealed to voters fed up with low living standards in a country that is one of Europe's poorest. In a surprise move during his inaugural address, he announced a snap general election. Since his servant of the People Party has no representation in Parliament, he needs to call for a ballot while his popularity remains high. He stressed that ending the conflict with Russian-backed rebels in the east would be his top priority.
And we are ready for the dialogue. But I am certain that the first step in order to start this dialogue will be the return of all Ukrainian prisoners. Our next challenge is returning of lost territories.
In China, Google has barred the world's second biggest smartphone maker, Huawei, from accessing some updates to its Android operating system, including the Google Play Store and Gmail and YouTube apps. The move comes after the Trump administration added Huawei to a list of companies that American firms cannot trade with unless they have a license. A spokesman for the Chinese Foreign Ministry announced Beijing's response.
China supports Chinese companies to use legal weapons to defend their legitimate rights.
In the Democratic Republic of Congo, the second deadliest Ebola outbreak in history has claimed more than 1,100 lives since August last year. Data from the DRC's Ministry of Health shows that 20% of new infections occurred over the past 3 weeks. It's a situation made worse by ongoing violence and instability. In Geneva, the Director General of the World Health Organization called on the DRC's government and opposition to work together to end the crisis.
We're fighting misinformation, we're fighting mistrust, and we're fighting the politicization of an outbreak. Since January, there have been dozens of attacks on health facilities in North Kivu. Every attack disrupts our operations. Every attack makes it harder to reach communities. Every attack gives the virus an advantage.
Greenpeace activists have blocked access to BP's central London headquarters to demand it ends exploration for new oil and gas. Demonstrators have set up steel containers outside all office entrances to prevent staff from entering the building. 2 activists are encased in each of the 5 containers with enough provisions to last at least a week. The protest comes a day before BP's annual general meeting in Scotland, where the oil giant faces pressure from shareholders to take more action against climate change. And finally, a royal visit with a difference. Prince William and the Duchess of Cambridge took the family to see and enjoy the garden designed by Kate at the Chelsea Flower Show. It highlights the benefits the natural world can bring to the mental and physical well-being of children. And young George, Charlotte and Louis appeared impressed. And that's your international news around the world in 5.
Thanks a lot, Juliana. They look so cute. On to sports now. Here's OLUMIDE MACAULAY.
Yes, indeed, Ijoma, they do. Welcome to Sports News. The stage is set for another thrilling football action for Season 11 of the Channel's International Kids Cup Finals. 13 states and primary schools from Ghana and Benin Republic will compete for this year's trophy, with the winner to be decided on May the 27th at the campus mini stadium.
We got the confirmation that the fun and excitement is back when the future stars arrived at their camp venue. On and off the pitch, there's never a dull moment with these kids. In this room, participating schools and members of the press are waiting patiently for the draw ceremony.
We have always emphasized that please, it's not only the talent and the skills that you have that will support you tomorrow. We are embarking and supporting you to stay in school so that you'll be able to manage yourself in the near future.
The championship proper, our venue is Agege Stadium. Our venue is Agege Stadium. This stadium is under renovation and is not ready. And we are going to have two fields, like we always do, to have. But for now, some teams have been seeded. For your school? Please.
Let me have that. Okay.
C4.
The draw placed 4 teams in 4 groups. The top 2 will advance to the quarterfinals. As the draw concluded, the jerseys for season 11 is unveiled. Football action will begin on Tuesday at the Agege Stadium.
That's it on Sports News.
OLUMIDE and the main news again. Heavy rains and windstorms wreaked havoc in some parts of the commercial city of Lagos. Heavy traffic blocked drainages and floods almost grounded business activities today. That's the news at 10 tonight. Thanks a lot for staying with us. I'm Ijoma Onyato. Good night.